So, JP, Rangers seem to be all in when it comes to starting pitching this offseason. Made that big move, of course, two big moves a year ago with Seager and Simeon. What are you hearing right now as far as their pitching is concerned? Who are their desired targets?
Adnan, I hear that if you are a big-name pitcher, the Rangers are talking with you. And that includes Jacob deGrom. I think he's the top of the list in terms of the possibilities there. It includes Carlos Rodon. It could also include Kodai Senga, who very importantly is now cleared to negotiate terms and sign with any MLB team following his distinguished career in Japan. There's the list of the notable free agents here coming over. I would also point out that they have given the qualifying offer to Martin Perez, so he is already now part of the possible rotation for 2023, given the fact that they've given him that qualifying offer, $19.65 million to Martin Perez. So we'll see if he ends up accepting it. I think there's a pretty good chance that he will. Of course, Martin Perez made $4 million last year. It's a pretty big raise from $4 to $19.65 million. But right now, you look at that offer.
Are you surprised?
I'm not, Harold, because here's how I look at it. Martin Perez, with his reliability, he got around 200 innings pitched last year. That's a really important number of reliability. And if I'm the Rangers, I look at this. If I can bring in the reliable innings of Martin Perez, it allows me to potentially take a little more risk on someone like Jacob deGrom, who is brilliant when he pitches, but maybe isn't on the mound quite as often as Martin would be. So I think that allows you to use the football term, throw the ball down the field a little bit, and maybe take a look at a deGrom or a Rodon or a Senga, who maybe give you a little bit higher end performance, but perhaps not the same bulk of innings that you get with Martin Perez. So that's why I think right now the biggest threat to sign Jacob deGrom away from the New York Mets is probably the Texas Rangers.
Wow. So talk to me about Senga a little bit. They had Yu Darvish come to Texas already before. So tell us a little bit about Senga and how that might fit with the Rangers.
Sure, Harold. It's a great question. So the reason why I think Senga's a great fit for the Rangers is because they've scouted him extensively in recent years. He is someone who is not a posting candidate. And by that I mean he is a full, unfettered international free agent. And he's accrued enough service time with the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks to be able to now be a full free agent. The Rangers have scouted him a lot over time. And one thing that's really interesting about Senga is he is not someone who's been on the radar as a number one top ace throughout his entire career. He's had to work his way into being this candidate. He's got a great, what they call shoot-toe pitch, a sort of a forkball. He has a tremendous repertoire. He has made himself, through a lot of work over the years, willed his way into this high-profile pitcher in Japan. As you see it there, he's won a gold medal with Team Japan at the Olympics, and I think he's a really appealing guy who has stayed healthy. He has been someone that I think has worked his way onto being that international ace, and I think right now, if you take deGrom and Rodon, Senga, to me, is probably, now with Kershaw off the board, and you probably got Verlander in that class too, he is a top 4 arm in this market overall. Broadly speaking, put all the MLB pitchers in the same mix. When you look at deGrom, you look at Senga, Rodon, and Verlander, that to me is the top 4. That is how good Senga is right now.
That's interesting.